been tracking this confrontation very closely for many years. Sam, it's almost become an annual ritual. The governor will come and walk out. What's the sense? Who is propagating this? In a sense, should the state government also take responsibility, or is it entirely on the governor?
I think both sides, Veera Raghav. In 2003, the governor refrained from mentioning or reading parts of the speech, including reference to secularism, mentioning names of 23, yeah. Mentioning names of Periyar, Karunanidhi and Annadurai, and also women's empowerment. In 2024, his speech was so short, he wanted the whole thing to be deemed read, but walked out in a huff, even without waiting for the national anthem. In 2025 and 2026, he took on the tradition in the Tamil Nadu Assembly, beginning the session with the Tamil anthem and then concluding playing the national anthem. He wants the national anthem played first. The Tamil Nadu Assembly says it's an 8th-century-old tradition we cannot change, and there's no insult to the national anthem at all. But this time he also took on the ruling DMK, saying the speech does not mention about investments, declining investments as he calls it, and also on rising cases of POCSO, suicides in Tamil Nadu, crime against women and drug abuse. DMK says this is nothing but a propaganda, that the governor is towing the line of the BJP, and that they will also push their MPs in the parliament to do away with the system of the governor's customary address in the new year.
Well, there are many questions over the gubernatorial address to the assembly. Multiple questions raised about the role of governor. It's had contentious battles in the Supreme Court over the role of the governor itself in a elected system of legislative assembly and governance. Let's listen in to the sharp reactions that came in after Governor Ravi walked out this morning from the assembly.
Governor should perform under the functions of the Constitution. So the Constitution's enshrined gives that the state government prepares the various achievements of the government as well as the future steps or future action plans for the government to take place. Instead of reading that particular document, our governor is very much read his own way. He just taken this national anthem as a thing. It's common sense. It is common dictum. Even in union government functions or state government functions, we'll start with the state song, and during the end of the proceedings, we'll for the national anthem. We all sang our national anthem, end of the proceedings, and came in. And the governor has taken his own style to work at that because he doesn't want to read the achievements of this government.
The Tamil Nadu Assembly today, the DMK government gave a speech of Tamil Nadu governor which is filled with all false and fake and fudged data. The governor categorically refused to state the same and speak the same. He sought the correct data and he wanted that to be set right because it is on the assembly, it is going on records. And DMK government refused to do so, and MK Stalin, instead of sticking on to the governor's speech, wants to have his own narrative filled into the governor's speech. So protesting the same, the Honorable Governor has left the assembly, and now DMK and their ecosystem are trying to paint a false picture on the course of events.
Frequently, from the governor's office, they are making a request of playing national anthem while he is starting his speech. Again, the state government, with an adamant nature, they have declined that request. And not only that, while Honorable Governor was addressing the assembly, they switched off the mic. And now we would have seen that the statement has been issued from the Lok Bhavan. So in which he has elaborately mentioned about some crucial points which has been ignored in the speech prepared by the state government.
Well, if the Tamil Nadu governor decided to walk out, the Kerala governor Rajendra Arulekar decided not to read portions of his speech in the state government prepared text, which is often prepared by the cabinet, passed by the cabinet and vetted by the governor before the customary address in most cases. Soon after the governor's address, Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan stood up and spoke in the assembly and said portions of the speech were omitted, resulting in a row in the Kerala assembly. Listen in to Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan before we head to our first panel this evening.
ഒഴിവാക്കലുകളും വരുത്തിയിട്ടുള്ളത് അംഗങ്ങളുടെയും ചെയറിൻ്റെയും ശ്രദ്ധയിൽപ്പെടുത്തുന്നു. മന്ത്രിസഭ അംഗീകരിച്ച നയപ്രഖ്യാപന പ്രസംഗത്തിലെ ഖണ്ഡിക 12, 15, 16 എന്നിവയിൽ ബഹുമാനപ്പെട്ട ഗവർണറുടെ പ്രസംഗത്തിൽ ചില മാറ്റങ്ങൾ വരുത്തിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. ബഹുമാനപ്പെട്ട ഗവർണർ ഒഴിവാക്കിയവ ഉൾപ്പെടുത്തിയും കൂട്ടിച്ചേർക്കലുകൾ ഒഴിവാക്കിയും മന്ത്രിസഭ അംഗീകരിച്ച നയപ്രഖ്യാപന പ്രസംഗം അച്ചടിച്ച് വിതരണം ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇത് ആധികാരികമായ നയപ്രഖ്യാപന പ്രസംഗമായി അംഗീകരിക്കണമെന്ന് അങ്ങയോട് അഭ്യർത്ഥിക്കുന്നു.
Well, so what's the end to this face-off? Are Raj Bhavans turning political? Are governors making political ideological points? Or are state governments egging governors or becoming irritants for them when they come to their customary address? Is there no way out from avoiding such confrontations? Joining us this evening, Salem Dharanitharan of the DMK, Madhuvanti of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and one of the most astute observers of Tamil Nadu and also constitutional issues, Suman C. Raman. Thanks very much to all three of you for joining us. We'll also have Ashwin Nandakumar, my colleague from Kerala, join in live, as well as Sam Daniel, who is with us here this evening. Let me start with you, Salem Dharanitharan. Is there a sense that this confrontation has become intensely political and there has been no efforts made by both sides to try and avert such embarrassing situations? While it's become virtually a ritual, it doesn't augur well for the constitutional process itself.
I don't think there's anything that the DMK has to do. Simple fact that he's invited and we are doing all the constitutional duties and function we are supposed to do. Let me make it very clear. In a Westminster system, the job of the governor is that he has to fulfill duties. He has no functions. That's about it. Have you ever seen the king or the queen, right, who's equivalent to a governor or the president, ever digress from the prepared speech given by the elected house? Never. Have you ever seen the governors of Gujarat or Madhya Pradesh, whenever BJP is in power, ever digressing from the speech? Have you ever seen the president under BJP ever digressing from the speech? No. Simply because the speech prepared by the cabinet is nothing but the voice of the 8.4 crore people. People elect the MLAs, the MLAs in turn select the chief minister, and chief minister selects the cabinet. So the voice that is echoed by the cabinet is nothing but voice of the people. What this governor is doing is travesty to democracy. Let's make it profoundly clear. The gubernatorial procrastination, gubernatorial unconscionable behavior do not bode well for Indian democracy. And I wish that the ADMK has also joined and supported the DMK on this gubernatorial excess and unconstitutional behavior. This is only happening in non-BJP ruled state. This is something I have to highlight.
Let me get Madhuvanti to respond to it. Madhuvanti, go ahead and respond to this, please.
I'm very good evening to you and to my fellow panelists. I'm extremely sorry that Dharanidharan says the ADMK is supporting the DMK on this, because just now on your show we saw Kovai Satyan completely questioning what had happened today with regards the disrespect shown to the governor. If they are talking so much about constitution and following constitution, why is it that when the governor asks for certain
that is, they should support instead of he wished they supported?
Oh, I see. But my point is, if they want constitutionally, because they go handily waving the constitution outside the parliament along with their allies in Delhi. But here, when the governor requests for the national anthem to be played after the state anthem, the governor never said cancel the state anthem and play the national anthem. He's been requesting for 3 years continuously, and they wantedly don't want to follow it. Secondly, they do not want to follow anything constitutional. The governor has every right to refrain from what he feels is not pertinent to the state cabinet's speech that is given. And the Lok Bhavan has issued a very strong statement. There are issues with regards MOUs signed. There are issues with regards women's safety. There are issues with regards close to 20,000 suicides that have happened in the last year in Tamil Nadu. All this is being brushed under the carpet, and you want the governor to be a puppet to the state government. I am sorry. Constitutionally, as per Article 156, the governor serves to the pleasure of the president.
Respond to that, Salem Dharanitharan, very briefly. Respond to that. She's saying you're irking the governor.
There are two issues. Firstly, the national anthem. This has always been the customary. Tamil Tavald in the beginning and ends with national anthem. This is not today, yesterday, even during AADMK when BJP was in alliance with them, the same process was followed. Second, when it comes to the points that Raj Bhavan has reflected, or first is, there are two things. Is it true or false? what allegations are false. But even if the allegation were to be true,
no, let's get Madhuvanti to respond first to what you've said. Madhuvanti, respond to what Selam Dharanitharan is saying. That it's
First-
customary, it's an old custom. Why does the governor
Okay,
want
so it is also customary to write the traditional Deepam in the Deepatun for Kartigai. Why is this government against that custom alone?
It's a different debate. Let's not mix both.
If
But I can
customary is
get into
customary,
that.
sir.
I
It
can
doesn't
comment-
matter
I can
whether it
comment
is
explain.
here
Okay,
or
fine,
there.
I'll
You want to
explain.
talk about state government's custom as per
Exactly, customary,
constitution.
Deepam has been
Talk about
banned.
customs of Tamil culture also,
Customary has
which
been
you want to very
banned.
conveniently ignore and throw away and brush
It's been
under the
to the same
carpet. I'm sorry. It can't be
It's been to the same place.
tomato sauce for one and blood for another.
It's been
That
the
doesn't
same
work.
place for the last 150 years. That's what TMK is saying. That's what we're saying. Custom should be
What?
followed. Last 150
100 years
it's
ago,
been-
this
it's
was
been
clicked
to
in the
same place.
Deepatun. You people
200
have a
years.
problem with
There
that.
is
Why
no
are you not
evidence.
wanting to
There is
accept
no
that
proof.
custom?
There is no proof. There is no proof.
There
What
is
TMK
proof.
is saying where
The
it's
Privy
repeated.
Council has given you
Temple will
proof.
decide.
You close
Temple
your eyes and
authorities
you
will
want to say
decide.
the world is dark.
Temple
I cannot
authorities
be
will
accepting
decide.
that rubbish.
Temple
Let's
authorities will
not
decide.
divert.
I mean, the
Okay,
point here is custom. You want to
let's
talk
not
about
go into
customary,
another
talk
issue here.
everything
Let's stick
customary.
to
Come
the
on.
issue on the day, which is about the governor here. Madhuvanti, I think you've diverted it to Deepatun,
No, I
which
have
is not the topic of discussion today.
I'm very
This
sorry.
is
If you're
about the
talking
governor.
about
They're two very
tradition and
different and
custom,
separate issues.
tradition and custom matters for everything, is all I said. I know the point of discussion today. Yeah, I don't need to be
All right,
retold
let me
or
get
reminded.
Sumant Raman to respond. Let me get to Sumant. Let me get to Sumant Raman on this. Sumant, where do you see this going on? This is virtually happening on a day-on-day basis.
I wanted
what
to find.
do you see as a solution to this? Because it is an acrimonious exchange. Yes, Selam Dharnitharan, I'll come back to you, but let me get Sumant Raman quickly to respond first.
No, this is not an acrimonious exchange at all, Veera. It is a stage show because see, this governor's term technically expired in July of 2024. The DMK, much before his term expired, wanted him to be recalled or wanted him to be replaced. Right? They even moved up. They even spoke about it in Parliament. They spoke about it in the Assembly. Now, more than 1.5 years have gone by. They are very quiet. So, first of all, this is not the governor's address. This is the address of the state government. The governor is not expected to prepare his own speech and address it. He is merely expected to read out the address of the state government in the assembly. So there is no question of him saying that these facts, all governments put stuff like this saying we have created heaven on earth. All governments say that. Then no governor can read any speech. This is a routine thing. As per constitutional norms, it should be done. I'll tell you one other interesting fact. Way back, about 30 years ago or more, Venkatraman, when he was president, actually said, this is a British tradition. Let's do away with this. Governor reading the address at the start of each assembly session. Let's get rid of it. When he was president, multiple times it was discussed. And at that time, unfortunately, I think it was Mr. Rajiv Gandhi and then Mr. Chandrasekhar, nothing really sort of happened at that point, and the tradition still continues. Now, the point is very simple. This is not about whether what the governor said is factually correct or not. He may have a point, especially the 20 lakh crore and all that is a lot of it is bunk up. So the governor has a point there. The issue is whether it is constitutionally his right to speak what he wants, or his job is restricted to reading out the address of the state government. In this case, the governor is clearly in the wrong. He has no authority under the constitution to read what he wants. He is merely reading on behalf of the state elected government of the state whatever they wish to have read out. If there is something unconstitutional, he can refuse to read it. If there is something that is violative of the constitution, he can refuse to read it. But he can't go and say that, this issue has not been highlighted, that issue has not been highlighted, this amount investment has not come. I'm sorry, none of those have got anything to do with the constitution. So the governor is completely wrong here.
So you're making an important point.
But the state government is happy that this governor is doing it because it's getting them good publicity. So that's why they don't want Ravi to go now.
You're saying it's getting them good publicity. It's resulting in it's resulting in a political drama which sort of becomes a platform for ideological and political positioning. Ashwin Nandakumar, let's broaden this discussion to Kerala as well. What's the sense in Kerala? Does it actually yield political dividends? What's the response? Or is it just an issue that's made for creating ruckus in the assembly?
Well, the policy document itself, which is addressed by the governor, as per the governor now, he has come forward to state that he had suggested some corrections and he expected those corrections to be made. But the government didn't make any changes to those discussion which was held, but that he was not aware of. Saying that this this particular policy document actually is supposed to give review of the previous year's performances, future policy decisions, economic and financial outlook, administrative and social economic bills that are going to be decided. And the last part is the constitutionality and the legal standings. Now, when you look at the document which is now being presented, at every point there's a complaint that is being brought in. And that is where the politics also come in. That's very interesting. Whether it is a future policy agenda, whether it is economic and financial outlook, the complaint in the policy document, it's blaming the center for it. And that is where the governor is also acting the way he's acting. And that is what we have seen.
So you're making a very important point. Salem Dharanitharan, the point is that the text that's prepared by the state government is also seen as one that's political to target the center. And that is why the governors also react the way they do. What's your response to that, apart from the national anthem issue?
It is very clearly known to the people what the welcome address that it reads is prepared by the state cabinet, which is showing the intent of the state cabinet and achievement of the state cabinet. And the government is not an official appointed to oversee if the state government is doing a good job or not. But even the accusations he made are not true. For example, 2022, after DMK came to power, after year one, Tamil Nadu had the net highest increase in investment across India. It is the document available. Women's safety, Tamil Nadu ranks one as per NCRB data, as per the 2024 latest data available. So all this are false news. So he's acting as a BJP spokesperson, thereby creating the controversy and using that controversy to spread this misinformation and fake news faster. If he randomly reads out and gives a statement, no one will follow it. But if you just do a drama, and then you come out with this tweet where nation is following it, then you peddle fake news and misinformation. This is fake misinformation. This has brought disrepute to the state, to the position of the governors itself. This was not the case until 10 years back, before BJP came. I would even agree we don't need governors, or even if there are governors, they don't need to this customary address, which I can understand, which is not needed. It's just a customary procedure, because we have the Westminster system which we borrowed, we are supposed to do this. Rituals and customs, but the party's official standards, we don't need governors at all.
All right, let me get Madhuvanti to respond very briefly. Madhuvanti, just last word to you before I close this conversation. All this is the governor using the stage for a political point.
Very sad to see that Ambedkar, whom they all worship in the DMK, is the one who wrote in the constitution of the duties of the governor. So this whole concept of Westminster system, when it suits them conveniently, and then talking about Ambedkar when it doesn't suit them, this is DMK's typical tactics. And every single topic about investment and women's safety that Dharanitharan spoke about is a lie, is a cold-blooded lie. The people of Tamil Nadu are watching and they will give their response in April. Having said that, I rest my case.
I'll have to end this conversation.
I have to end this in 10 seconds. See,
all right, Salem Dharanitharan, 10 seconds, respond.
Ambedkar ji clearly said if a governor should be elected, the discussion came. Ambedkar ji clearly said the governor should not be elected, because if he is elected, he will run a parallel government. He should only be appointed because he has only duties and not functions.
To do what?
Ambedkar said. This is what exactly he said. He can't be elected. He has only duties.
All right, both of you have had your point. Sumant Raman, Ashwin Nandakumar, Madhuvanti and Salem Dharanitharan, thanks very much for joining us, because that was not the only confrontation in Tamil Nadu today. The other issue was about Jananayagan. There was an intense court battle which Sam Daniel, who's with me here, was tracking very closely. Sam, the suspense over Jananayagan release continues. What's the sense? What happened in court today?
The Central Board of Film Certification argued that it's well within their rights to refer it to a revising committee, and whatever was done was within the parameters of law. And the producers were premature to have approached the court. Had they let it alone, by now the film would have been cleared. The film could have hit the screens. On the other hand, the producers argue that there was no transparency. They weren't told about the new complaint they received till the last moment. Even that wasn't uploaded. And this involves high stakes of 500 crore rupees. The dates, they missed the Pungal release date already. And they wanted the single judge's order to be upheld. Arguments concluded. The judges have reserve the case without mentioning a clear date.
Which means the suspense continues over when Jananayagan's going to release. What's the TVK saying? Vijay Gopal here was at the TVK headquarters here. Absolute silence. Many question whether the party is behaving like a fan club or a political party refusing to take political mileage out of it.
TVK is very playing a very safe game here. They are refusing to comment or alleging the interference of BJP-led central government over the issue. Even we put questions asking even DMK had backed the Jananayagan issue, but however TVK maintains the stand saying that the case is pending before the court, so they will react in detail once the case gets over in court.
All right, once the case gets over, by then the politics of it will play out. But we'll keep a close watch on Jananayagan and the suspense over when it's going to release. That'll happen. We'll have clarity on that once the Madras High Court delivers its verdict on that case before. But now, let's move across to Kerala. What's the mood in Kerala at the moment? What's the political pulse of Kerala like? Well, that's another state, remember, a crucial state for the Congress going into polls. It's a Congress versus LDF battle, and Vote Vibe India's Kerala tracker has some insights. We'll have Amitabh Tiwari who will join us in a bit. According to the Vote Vibe India tracker, good performance on the question of performance. People vote the LDF government excellent at 23.8%, but very poor 31% and poor 20.9%. So over 50% of the population suggesting that they are not happy with the government, which is, remember, 2 terms for Pinarayi Vijayan. He is fighting for a 3rd term again. How that's going to play out, that results in anti-incumbency. Kerala, a strong anti-incumbency state as well. In terms of preferred chief minister's choices, as far as the Vote Vibe India tracker, VD Satishan of the UDF at 22.4%. Pinarayi Vijayan himself, the incumbent, at 18%. Kumari Shailaja, another CPIM face, a strong woman face of the party, at 16.9%. Rajiv Chandrasekhar of the BJP at 14.7%. And Sashi Tharoor, the Congress's troublesome Sashi Tharoor, if I may call him that, at 9.8% according to the Vote Vibe in the Kerala tracker. Amitabh Tiwari, who's doing all that data analysis and bringing us those inputs, joins us live. Amitabh, thanks very much for being here. What's your sense? Anti-incumbency is strong, but will that crystallize into a categorical vote for the UDF?
No, essentially, Kerala has a history of throwing out incumbent governments every 5 years, and this government has been in power for 10 years. So naturally, the anti-incumbency is fairly high for a state where people prefer alternate governments. So that's what is being shown in the satisfaction rating with the government. The satisfaction rating of the government is negative. So the people who are saying it is poor or very poor, 52%, is higher than people who are saying it is excellent, good, or average, which is 46%. So the net satisfaction rating is negative, which is negative 6%. That automatically translates into a vote share lead for the UDF, which is around 3.5%. So in terms of vote share lead, the UDF has a lead of 3.5 to 4%, and that gels in perhaps with the recent local body polls where the UDF did fairly well. Also, we have to see that around 15% voters are still undecided. They have not yet decided who they are going to vote for, and that would largely, their vote would depend upon the campaign, how the campaign progresses, how the Congress takes up the anti-incumbency.
Regional breakup that you have in terms of North, Central and South Kerala, Amitabh, in terms of North, Central and South Kerala, is there a pulse that you're reading which is different in terms of the regions?
Currently, it's not available, but we will be releasing it in subsequent trackers where we have a bigger sample size. We will go with the region-wide analysis also. As you mentioned, the CM preference, clearly VD Satishan, who is the LOP, leads the race. And on a combined basis, also the UDF leaders, VD Satishan, Shashi Tharoor and KC Venugopal, have a higher rating than Pinarayi Vijayan or Kumari Shailja combined, or K. Shailja combined. So on a leadership preference also, the UDF leaders have a higher preference rating. The only thing perhaps which comes in way of the Congress, you can say, lead is the fact that 42% people are saying that factionalism is the biggest worry for the Congress. So while the ground is fertile for the Congress, I mean, a repeat like Haryana cannot be discounted because of the intense factionalism which is being exhibited in the Congress party in Kerala.
Right. Interesting that you make that point. We'll see how those factions come together and how those regions come together. But very, very interesting first insights from you, Amitabh. I'm sorry, that's all I have time for, but we'll keep coming back to you for those inside track on the Kerala political pulse and the indications, because that's another crucial state, remember, which will go to the polls along with West Bengal, Tamil Nadu and Assam in 2026. So that's a crucial election. The Adani Group, meanwhile, now has signed MOUs with the Maharashtra government for projects worth over 6 lakh crore. The announcement came on Tuesday at the sidelines of the World Economic Forum in Davos in Switzerland. My colleague NDTV Profits managing editor spoke with Pranav Adani and Devendra Fadnavis. Listen in.
Historic MOUs being signed here at the Maharashtra Lounge, and just speaking with us about this, of course, the Honourable Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis ji and Pranav Adani ji. Just want to get a sense of what we witnessed here right now. Fadnavis ji, CM Saab, the importance of these kind of agreements for the development of Maharashtra. एक comment उस पर.
देखिए, सबसे महत्व का ये है कि इतने बड़े पैमाने पर FDI महाराष्ट्र में आ रहा है. फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑफ द ट्यून ऑफ 6.5 लाख करोड़, और ये वेरियस सेक्टर्स में, वेरिड सेक्टर्स में जा रहा है. इसमें इंडस्ट्रियल पार्क्स भी है, इसमें कोस्ट गैसिफिकेशन भी है, इसमें अरीना भी है, इसमें न्यू टाउनशिप्स भी है. तो वेरिड सेक्टर में इतना बड़ा FDI जो आ रहा है, मैं ऐसा मानता हूँ कि ये एक प्रकार से वन सिंगल FDI का इतना बड़ा डील शायद इससे पहले बहुत कम हुआ इन सेक्टर्स में. तो मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि वैसे भी महाराष्ट्र ये FDI डेस्टिनेशन बना है. पिछले अगर आप कुछ साल देखेंगे तो महाराष्ट्र ने हमेशा टॉप किया है FDI में, अट्रैक्टिंग FDI. और अब ये जो इन्वेस्टमेंट यहाँ पर हुई है, इस इन्वेस्टमेंट के कारण मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि वो हमारा नंबर और आगे जाएगा.
और महाराष्ट्र की इकोनॉमी पर इसका क्या एक वर्चुअस साइकिल और रिपल इफेक्ट पड़ेगा?
देखिए, इसके कारण बहुत जॉब्स तैयार होंगे. विशेष रूप से हम जब कोल गैसिफिकेशन की बात करते हैं तो उसके जो डेराइवेटिव्स है वो बहुत बड़े पैमाने पर जॉब क्रिएट करते हैं. और देखिए, अगर हम इसको दो तरीके से देखें तो मुंबई में भी है और नागपुर जैसी जगह पर भी है. तो सब जगह एक प्रकार से जॉब्स भी क्रिएट होंगे और अल्टीमेटली जब ये इन्वेस्टमेंट आएगा तो इसका एक मल्टीप्लायर इफेक्ट ये हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था को भी देखने को मिलेगा. इसका परिणाम महाराष्ट्र के और भारत की ग्रोथ रेट पर भी होगा. तो मुझे लगता है कि एक प्रकार से बहुत अच्छा इस प्रकार का इन्वेस्टमेंट है.
और प्रणय जी, अगर आप अपनी तरफ से बता सकते हैं कि इन टर्म्स ऑफ एन एनवायरनमेंट दैट encourages ease of doing business and investment, how do you see it?
See, today Maharashtra as a state is giving such a good, like you said, ease of doing business, and they're so inviting towards doing large projects that, you know, any corporate, as you saw even earlier to us, there were a lot of corporates. So it is very natural for large corporates to come in, and all the sectors that CM sir just briefed about, these are all upcoming sectors. And I must on record place that, you know, the Department of Industry plus the Urban Ministry plus CIDCO, the way they are coming forward and the way they are wanting to have new investments is, I think, path-breaking, not only for India but also for the world to see. और जैसे सर ने बोला कि भाई ये चीज़ में जो FDI आ रही है, एज अ ग्रुप वी हैव कमिटेड इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑफ ओवर 6 लाख करोड़, विच इज ऑलमोस्ट ओवर $60 billion over, of course, the next 7 to 10 years. But they are all very different sectors. Data centers, you know, the world is looking to come into India from a data center point of view. Urban development, urban infrastructure development, integrated townships, what we are talking about, renewable projects that we are talking about, coal gasification. So all of these sectors put together, the arena, now the concert economy is so big, and Mumbai is so natural to have this, because that any big stars or anybody who wants to come for performance will also look at Mumbai. So we are thankful to the government of Maharashtra. Thank you to the leadership of Fadnavis sir, and thank you to the whole Maharashtra department.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, an important deal there in Davos that's been inked between the Adani Group and the Maharashtra government. One very important. We'll keep close watch of that. But now moving to politics in Karnataka. Karnataka's Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar. Will he ever become Chief Minister? Well, the optimism continues, though there is no clarity on the road ahead, and the speculation continues as well. D.K. Shivkumar made a statement last night, and his brother made a statement today that on the tarmac in Mysore, when he met with Rahul Gandhi assured him a right decision will be taken at the right time. When that is, nobody knows, but listen in to those sound bites and to Deepak Bupanna, who makes sense of it all for us.
ನೋಡಿ, ಪಕ್ಷ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಇರಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ರಾಹುಲ್ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಮೈಸೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೂಕ್ತ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೂಕ್ತ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ತಗೋತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ತಿಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಡಿ ಕೆ ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರು ಮೊದಲಿಂದನೂ ಕೂಡ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಶಿಸ್ತಿನ ಸಿಪಾಯಿ. ಸೊ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಹಿತದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ, ಶಾಸಕರ ಹಿತದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ 140 ಶಾಸಕರನ್ನು ಒಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಗುರಿಯನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪಕ್ಷದ ಆದೇಶಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ತಮ್ಮನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ,
ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಂಬಲಿಗರು ಕೂಡ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ
ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ? 140 ಜನ ನನ್ನ ಬೆಂಬಲಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 140 ಜನ ಬೆಂಬಲಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡಿಂಗ್ ಚೀಫ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನನ್ನ ಬೆಂಬಲಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ನಾನು ಚೀಫ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ? ರಾಹುಲ್ ಸಮ್ಮುಖದಲ್ಲೇ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಸಮ್ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಯಾರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವೇನು ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಬಹಿರಂಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ನಾನು ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲ ಇದೆ, ಆ ಕಾಲ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ.
One thing is for certain here that Mr. D.K. Suresh and his brother, D.K. Shivkumar, both remain quite optimistic that there is going to be a leadership change and it is going to be Mr. D.K. Shivkumar at the helm of affairs. Now, why we say this is from the tone from both the leaders before going to Davos. Of course, Mr. D.K. Shivkumar saying that 140 MLAs are with him, the chief ministers with him, and nobody knows what's the conversation that has been held between him and Mr. Siddaramaiah. The media should stop speculating. Meanwhile, his brother goes on to say that time will come and Rahul Gandhi, of course, will make a decision at an appropriate time. But why has there been a delay from the High Command? Do they feel that making any sort of decision now could really affect the core of the Congress party in Karnataka? Do they want to defer it as much as they can? These are questions that still remain. Also, sources do tell us that once this special session of the Karnataka Assembly that has been called comes to a close the end of this month, that's when the two leaders could be called to Delhi, and finally there could be some sort of a closure on this entire leadership debate.
Well, that politics in Karnataka will continue to play out, but we'll take a very short break here on the Southern View. When we come back, a special ground report on Nitin Nabeen taking charge as BJP president.
I don't sugarcoat. I shoot straight and tell you stories the way they need to be told. Unfiltered, unafraid, unmissable. That's how I roll. Watch me, Priyanka Deo, on NDTV World. Namaste.
After Delhi and Hyderabad teed off in style, the NDTV PGTI Golf Pro-Am now travels to Mumbai, where business leaders and professionals will connect and compete, charged with excitement and energy on one of the country's most storied courses. NDTV PGTI Golf Pro-Am, the course of champions, the conversation of leaders. 23rd January 2026, Mumbai.
All right, team, our new order show is ready. Now we need a promo. Something cool, something sharp.
Well, I'm sure we'll be having outstanding reviews, solid suggestions,
expert advice, the latest trends. It's a lot simpler. We'll help people make the right auto decisions. It's got the cool stuff, geeky stuff, serious stuff, all of it, so that you can discover, decide, and drive. I'm Siddharth Sharma, and I am your Automate.
Facing unprecedented headwinds, chaos, and great global uncertainty.
In times like these, clarity matters.
Davos is known as the playground of the global elite, and this time round will perhaps be one of the most important meetings in recent years.
Geopolitics to technology, we highlight conversations reshaping the world.
And what do these meta trends mean for India with the biggest global voices? Watch our live coverage of the World Economic Forum at Davos, NDTV Ignite, all week long, only on the NDTV network.
Pulling us into this country.
They argue, I conclude. They deflect, I drill down. This isn't a free-for-all. It's a reckoning. No filler, no fog. Only the facts and where they lead. Every night at 9, the case closes because the buck stops here.
Mumbai are bringing our first India tour in your city. Rag on with Shankar Ehsan Loy and Siddharth Mahadevan and Shivam Mahadevan. 5 times melody, 5 times masti with NDTV Good Times. Go grab your tickets on Live Your City by Fever.
Watch Jai Jawan with me this Republic Day only on NDTV.
The world today stands at an edge, with old certainties making way for unfamiliar choices. Climate stress, a fractured world, economic headwinds, technology in reset. From freezing geopolitics to the heart of the world's most consequential conversations, we take you inside the world's thinking room, unleashing the spirit of dialogue. Watch our live coverage of the World Economic Forum at Davos, NDTV Ignite, all week long, only on the NDTV network.
इनको यहाँ से जाना ही होगा।
जय मां दुर्गा!
There is no bigger battle in 2026. And nobody has reported Bengal like I have. Buckle up for an unforgettable election thriller. Will the BJP breach Mamta's fortress?
TMC जावे, BJP आसमे.
Can Didi fight off her life's biggest challenge?
BJP double engine সরকার এই লড়াই বাঁচতে হবে।
Battleground Bengal with Manogya Loiwal.
A very special moment for us as we announce NDTV Master Stroke, the NDTV.
Welcome back. If you were wondering where Vasudha Venugopal vanished today instead of anchoring this show with me, well, she was busy at the BJP headquarters. And what was happening there? A change of guard. A big moment for the BJP as a young 46-year-old Nitin Nabeen from Bihar took charge as the party's president in an event which saw the Prime Minister, Home Minister, Defence Minister, BJP's former outgoing President JP Nadda all on the stage send out a strong message. Is it the start of a generation next in the BJP? Are there several more organization changes to come at the state level? Multiple questions before the BJP about coordination with RSS. Several other questions in terms of the party's march towards the future under Nitin Nabeen. And Vasudha Venugopal was there at the BJP headquarters, tracking every development, speaking to the voices that need to be spoken to, and to the reporters as well, to figure out what Nitin Nabeen's rise to the top of the BJP hierarchy means for the party in the future. Listen in.
माननीय नितिन नबीन जी को दुनिया के सबसे बड़े राजनीतिक दल का अध्यक्ष चुने जाने पर बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं, बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। माननीय नितिन नबीन जी, मैं कार्यकर्ता हूं, वे मेरे बॉस हैं। इस महत्वपूर्ण कालखंड की शुरुआत में हमारे माननीय नितिन नबीन जी बीजेपी की विरासत को आगे बढ़ाएंगे। मैं आजकल के युवाओं की भाषा में कहूं तो नितिन जी खुद भी एक प्रकार से मिलेनियल है। वो उस जनरेशन से हैं जिसने भारत में बड़े आर्थिक, सामाजिक और टेक्नोलॉजिकल परिवर्तन होते देखे हैं। कभी भाजपा ने पार्टी विद अ डिफरेंस के रूप में अपनी यात्रा शुरू की थी। आज बीजेपी पार्टी ऑफ गवर्नेंस भी है।
The BJP has ushered in a generational shift within the party organization. Nitin Nabeen, a legislator, a 5-term legislator from Bihar, has been made the president of the party. And this not only signals a generational shift, it also in some ways shows that the party is all set to reach out to the younger voter base in the country. In fact, the Prime Minister, speaking at the ceremony today, spoke about how Nitin Nabeen, the new president of the BJP, is a millennial and how he will also look at driving the party's responsibilities. The Prime Minister in fact said that BJP is not a party that values positions and that its values don't change with leaders. It will follow the line that has been set. But he said, he praised Nitin Nabeen a lot, and he said that he has not just youthful energy but also organizational experience that the party is going to benefit from.
साथियों, हाल में हमने देखा किस प्रकार से तमिलनाडु के एक पहाड़ी के पवित्र कार्तिकेय दीपम को रोकने का प्रयास विपक्षी दलों के द्वारा किया गया। अगले कुछ महीने में तमिलनाडु, असम, बंगाल, केरल और पुडुचेरी में चुनाव होने जा रहा है और वहाँ की डेमोग्राफी की पूरी चर्चा हो रही है। किस प्रकार से बदले हुए डेमोग्राफी में वहाँ चीज़ें बदल रही हैं और हमारे लिए अपने आप में एक चुनौती है। लेकिन हम पूरी तरह से आश्वस्त हैं कि भाजपा का कार्यकर्ता अपने संघर्ष और परिश्रम के बल पर इन 5 राज्यों में सशक्त भाजपा का नेतृत्व प्रदान करने जाएगा।
अध्यक्ष जो हैं युवा हैं, नौजवान हैं, तजर्बेकार हैं, उनसे बहुत सारी उम्मीदें हैं। जिस तरह से हमारी पार्टी तरक्की करती जा रही है उसमें और वो तरक्की करेंगे और उसको बढ़ाएंगे और फैलाएंगे। जिन स्टेटों में हम नहीं जीते आज उससे भी जीतेंगे।
इस पार्टी के अंदर में ना यूथ को अब धीरे धीरे आगे करा जा रहा है। प्लस आपको याद होगा लाल किले से मोदी जी ने ये चीज़ बोली थी कि 2 लाख युवा नेता वो बनाएंगे। ठीक है, तो वो 2 लाख युवा नेता मेरे हिसाब से उन्होंने ये चीज़ यहाँ पर नितिन नवीन जी हमारे नए राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जो बनाए गए हैं उन्होंने इस चीज़ की प्रक्रिया को शुरू कर दिया गया है।
आज का कार्यक्रम देखकर हम सभी कार्यकर्ताओं में एक नई तरह की ऊर्जा है, क्योंकि भारतीय जनता पार्टी एकमात्र ऐसा संगठन है जो कार्यकर्ताओं को देखता है, कार्यकर्ताओं के हर कृत्य पर नजर रखता है और उनके हर लक्ष्य की प्राप्ति के लिए उनकी क्षमता अनुसार उनको उनके लक्ष्य की प्राप्ति भी होती है। चरे वेती यही तो मंत्र है अपना, नहीं थकना नहीं रुकना, यही तो मंत्र है अपना।
It's very exciting to have a new national president, and I don't think I have to add anything to what the Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji has already said about him. He's young, he's energetic, he's expected to infuse new life and also carry on the good work which is happening under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, and also carry on the legacy of BJP and the erstwhile Bharatiya Janata Sangh, which is also observing completion of 75 years of its existence.
Kerala elections are coming up. Today the Prime Minister specifically talked about that, and Nitin Nabin also spoke about this. What is your expectation from the new president?
हम केरल के लोगों को प्रधानमंत्री जी केरल को हृदय में रखती है, ऊर्जा हमको भी मिला है। केरल के सभी बहन और भाइयों को हमारा निवेदन है, केरल में भी सरकार बनने के लिए बीजेपी का लक्ष्य को प्राप्त करने के लिए सहायता कीजिए।
Well, the very strong message that the Prime Minister gave was, and everybody is talking about it, is Nitin Nabin is my boss. These were the words of Prime Minister Narendra Modi from this stage, and in fact the message is very much clear that how a very grassroots worker who is very much grounded have worked immensely during Chhattisgarh elections, where in fact Chief Minister was Bhupesh Baghel, and in fact all the exit polls at that point of time pointed that Congress party would be winning the elections with a larger mandate. But then the work that Nitin Nabin did in the state of Chhattisgarh on the ground, in fact that reflected in his work and in the election results as well. Apart from that, he also in fact counted number of instances where it reflects the nature, the behavior of the newly elected president Nitin Nabin.
It's very interesting. He said अध्यक्ष बदलते हैं लेकिन values change नहीं होता है. Party, he said BJP is संस्कार, he said it's परिवार, he said positions don't matter in this party, पद नहीं प्रक्रिया matter करती है, तो प्रक्रिया is processes. Aishwarya, according to you, what do you think was the most important highlight of what the Prime Minister said?
I think it was Karyakarta centric, and to boost the morale of the workers looking ahead of the 5 elections, perhaps Prime Minister mentioned how the Bharatiya Janata Party has worked forward in the last leg of these elections, specifically in the Maharashtra local body polls. And Nitin Nabin touching upon the issue of Deepam controversy in Tamil Nadu, also the Kerala controversy as well, how the Bharatiya Janata Party has gained momentum, and also the vote share has increased. Certainly each and every Karyakarta should work forward to win the upcoming 5 polls, and that's certainly a big moral booster for these Karyakartas.
बधाई हो, खुशियाँ मनाने का दिन है, बधाई हो, खुशियाँ मनाने का दिन है, ज़मीं पे सितारों के आने का दिन है, बधाई हो.
Well, Vasudha there was tracking that big day in the BJP, but remember Nitin Nabin taking charge at a time when the BJP is preparing for the next round of elections, crucial in South India, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, and of course the big one in West Bengal as well. That will be his first big test as the BJP president, as the party launches its election drive. No wonder Deepam controversy was mentioned as well in that speech. That's all we have time for on the Southern View. News and updates continue right here on NDTV.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's leading AI smartphone brand. Motorola Edge 70, India's only ultra-thin phone with 3 into 50 MP cameras. Grab Motorola Edge 70 today.